welcome Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to Long Range Weather Forecast discussion for April 29th through May 11th. Models are indicating a Rex block pattern for next week for April 29th to May 3rd. A closed low is forecasted drift from the plains to the Great Lakes. A ridge is forecast along the west and the east coast. Here's our ridge, here's our trough, and this is what we begin with at the beginning of our pattern. This pattern favors cool and unsettled conditions in the vicinity of the closed low and warm and dry conditions across the west. The weather would turn wet in the east. The closed low would produce a variety of weather. To the northwest of the system, enough cold air may be in place for snow from across Minnesota. Along and east of the front, convection will be possible from the southeast to mid-Atlantic. Temperatures are forecast to be as much as 15 degrees above normal along the west coast and 12 degrees below normal in the Rockies, the Mississippi Valley, and the Northeast. Okay, now we're going to look at the period from May 2nd to the 6th. And this is what we start out with the 29th. I got to go to May 2nd. This is what we start off here. We have a ridge here and a ridge here, and here's our trough. Now, most patterns are indicating a trough in the east and a ridge in the west as we go through time. So here we are with the May 3rd, May 4th, and here we have like our ridge here and our deep trough here in the east, above normal heights here across the northern latitudes. All right, this is the GFS. Let me back this up a little bit. The GFS. This is the Canadian ensembles. They all show the same thing. This is the European deterministics, and this is the European ensembles. One thing to note, though, is that the European and its ensembles are slower at the progression of the trough eastward. So, as we go to the end of the period, this is for the 6th. Whoops. This is for the 6th. And you can see we have our trough here, a relatively flat zonal flow in the west. This is European, the Canadian ensembles. This is the European. And you can see the trough still is here in the Mississippi Valley, and this is the European ensembles, the same European deterministics, and this is European ensembles. And you can see the trough is still here with the ridge above normal heights across much of Canada and the west coast. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here, below normal temperatures across this region. For precipitation, below normal precipitation is forecast for this area, and above normal precipitation is forecast for the eastern Gulf Coast states and the East Coast states. Now for the period for May 7th to the 11th. We're going to go to May 7th to the 11th. The models are depicting different solutions. This is the GFS, where it has the trough moving off into the western Atlantic with a zone of flow taken over. The Canadian ensembles are forecasting above normal heights across Alaska and western Canada, and a deep trough still remaining across the east central U.S. And the European ensembles are forecasting above normal heights across Canada and the west coast and Alaska, and we still have this deep trough here. So during this forecast period, forecasting Still a little change in the temperature anomaly, but in the precipitation anomalies I'm forecasting, look at this, above normal precipitation for the west, for California especially, and the northwest, and the middle Atlantic, and below normal precipitation for the northeast. So that is the long range weather forecast discussion for April 29th through May 11th. Thanks for coming, Jim, on this World of Weather, and have a good day.